I'm in the White Lotus. It was like the maddest experience. Now people think I can't do an American accent. I can do an American accent. It's the teeth. Like, no Americans have my teeth. It was like a really weird, dysfunctional family.
You know that you are one of my favourite people to talk to.
And you're mine.
So it's always lovely. And I was so excited when I saw that you'd got the part in the White Lotus. Like, so excited. But I imagine no one was more excited than you, right, to get that call up?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. And how it happened was so cool as well. I'd done my, call back.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, you did a really good, I got my agents were like, you did a really good job, but it might be a little while before we know because they're seeing other people. And then the next day, I was out with my friends and I went to the loo and I checked my phone and it came up maybe Mike White. You know when it says maybe?
Oh, yeah.
It says maybe Mike White. And it was like, can't wait to work with you and blah, blah, blah. And all these missed calls.
Oh,
and I was like, oh my God, I'm in the White Lotus. It was like the maddest experience
The best.
ever. Yeah.
But from what I've seen so far, I feel like I'm just watching you on screen. Is she very similar to you?
She is so similar. And I was like always watching the White Lotus going, what would be my in? I don't know where I want to be in this show because I'm such a fan, but I don't know where I'd fit. I can't see myself in it. And then getting those audition sides through.
Yes.
And her talking about the astrology and the this and the that. And I was like, okay, this might be my way in. But it's also like, sometimes it's harder playing someone that's really close to you because it's way more vulnerable.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
because you have to instead of you've got to shed. Basically all you're doing is shedding and showing everyone essentially who you are. So it's like, it was quite a vulnerable experience because she was, obviously there are differences between us. And Helen McCrory used to make a list of similarities and differences between her and the character, and then she'd often, when she was struggling with the merge, when it gets a bit too close, she would go and look at the differences and be like, so that was quite helpful with Chelsea to be like, but what's different about me and Chelsea, and going there. But there was so many natural just crossovers, and you always kind of see, it's a helpful thing to do when you get a part, to be like, what resonates in me. But there was so much of her, and I was like, this might be quite a vulnerable experience, because I think Mike does that though. I think Mike casts people that have the same essence as the character.
Yeah. She's so likable though. So at least we know that we're gonna like you.
Oh
So that's good.
She is, bless her. She's blessed, yeah.
But what was this about the accent? They didn't like your American accent?
Yeah, this is it's so funny how words just get twisted. Because now people think I can't do an American accent. I can do an American accent.
I don't doubt you.
But
I don't.
Mike just wanted my Manchester one. So I did one tape in American and one tape in my own.
Yeah.
And he said, let's just Manchester. And he made her from Manchester.
Exactly. You're bringing the British energy to the White Lotus.
And it works. It works for her, I think. But yeah, my American accent, I just don't think I look very American at all.
You don't.
You
don't. But saying that, I'm sure the time will come and you will very much disappear into your American role when the time comes. But
it's
for
the
this,
teeth. No Americans have my teeth.
Oh my God.
They
You need to
just
get
don't.
veneers,
I would have
don't
to
you?
get veneers because I think that genuinely is one of the things. I played an American in a play in Chicago.
Yes.
And this guy after in the bar was he was talking to me, and I spoke to him and I spoke like this, and he went, I knew it. I knew it, because he was like, your accent was great, but I knew you weren't American.
Why do teeth give
You just
us
don't
away?
look American.
Teeth, everyone always says it, don't they? It's the teeth that give us away.
I'm like, ugh.
Well, sorry for having our natural
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah, sorry.
You were paired up with Walton Goggins in here, though, who, I love him. He is hilarious. Was he as hilarious to work with?
He's so, every day is an adventure with him. He is the most carpe diem
Is he?
person.
I feel like you would also be like that, though.
But I'm a bit of a worrier. And I'm a bit I can go very not present. I can space out, and he's so present.
Yeah.
And everything was an adventure. It was what's today gonna be? It was just so exciting.
Yeah.
He approaches every day like it's the last day.
Love that.
And that is so fun to be around.
It's great to be around people like that.
Yeah. And such a contrast from his character as well. It's kind of
very down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than Walton, when you weren't with him, who were you hanging out with at this cast? Because it's an amazing cast.
Yeah. Everyone is so incredible, but me and Leslie Bibb were sisters,
Yeah.
and we spent so much time together, and we did trips together. And
What did they do?
We went to Tokyo, which was so amazing. It's like the best place, because we were like, well, we're in Asia, so we should go to Japan, because when are we going to be this close to Japan again? But it's actually still quite far from Thailand. But it was the best time, and we just hung out so much, like listening to music. Walton was there a lot too. We were a bit of a three. But Patrick was he was like, honestly, like he brought me down. Like it was like I was floating off, and he would just be like, "There you go, you're fine, you're fine." Like he's so steady and comforting, and like. And then Nick, who plays Zion. But everyone, to be honest, the late, like Michelle and Natasha and Carrie, like everyone. Charlotte, who plays Chloe.
Because you're all living right at the hotel, so I imagine it's just a big party.
It was a lot. It was like a really weird, dysfunctional family.
Great.
So dysfunctional.
The best kind.
Yeah.
The best kind.
Yeah.
Did you make the most, though, of being in Thailand? Like, there's a lot to do, to see, be adventurous. Did you do all of that?
Yeah, I got quite like in my little room. It was so nice, just like my little room in Koh Samui. And but it was great when we moved to Fisherman's Village, which is like the main little strip in Koh Samui of like all the bars and the cafes. Because then I was like going out and doing normal things, like getting coffees and speaking to people that weren't in the cast and crew, and like but Bangkok as well. Like
amazing.
It's the best city.
I've never been. I'd love to go.
It's the best city. There is this restaurant called Jua, Jua, and Far, who runs it, is the coolest Aquarius woman ever.
You made friends.
Well, we made such, and we like there was a point where like me, Walton, and Leslie were going like every night to this place, and they had the best whiskey sours and the best food that I've ever had in my whole life.
You're doing a great job of selling it to me.
It's the best place on earth. Like I actually miss it. Like sometimes at night, I'm like, please take me back to Bangkok.
Oh my god. Well, we've got this to remember it by, at least.
Exactly.
Like I said, I'm so happy to see you in here.
Thank you.
To see you just like rising as you have from the very start. Like it's so wonderful. And this is only going to do great things for you. So I can't wait to see what comes next from you, Aimee. Hopefully we get to hear that American accent.
I hope so.
Very
so
soon.
I can prove it.
I haven't made you do it in here, so
No. And also it would be that classic thing where I'd just completely mess up if I tried to do it now and then just not help my case at all.
But it's coming, because this is just going to open even more doors. They've already seen how talented you are anyway, but...
Thank you. So I'll get my fake teeth and then I can play all the Americans.
Fake teeth.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.